What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here. I hope everyone's doing well, and this is probably one of the biggest days that we have this month. Obviously, everyone knows from yesterday's video that we have NFP today. Alright, so literally one of the biggest days of the month. This is going to happen at 2:30 p.m. South African time today, so make sure you guys watch out for this. Obviously, trading during these periods are, it's pretty much impossible to catch the move because it's a lot of wicks to upside, a lot of wicks to the downside. So it's going to be a very, very important day today. So we'll see what happens in terms of that. So I want to quickly go over, gold, the NASDAQ. I'll go over Bitcoin, those three in terms of what's the plan today, and are we going to come down, are we going to go up. So if you guys do like this video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and also comment down below. So let's get straight into it. So if you guys remember the gold trade that we spoke about in the previous videos, we took a short from this level over here and targeting this low at 4,367, and it is playing out quite nicely. I did take most of my profits at this value area low, which is what I've discussed in the previous video. So make sure you guys go watch those videos. They are in in the channel, so make sure you go check that out. But basically, if you look at this, we got rejected from the zone. The reason why I was looking for sells was mainly just due to the fact that we'll keep on creating lower highs, right? Lower highs and lower lows, right? So this is the highs over here. Can you see how consecutive they are lower? And we do have these lower lows, right? And right now we haven't broken this low, so we're getting rejected. Okay, so there's a good chance that when we look at this, we can see a potential bounce, which is what we're getting today. But I would still be looking for sells there, just based on the fact that we didn't break this previous high over here to the upside, 4,534. Okay, so this trade over here still looks clean to the downside. I'm expecting more of a push down lower here to around about 4,367 within today. Obviously the data is going to decide the major factor of what's going to happen, so just be cautious about that. But gold still looks quite bearish in my opinion. I still expect it to take out this low over here within gold, so make sure you guys check out gold in terms of, if you're looking for potential trade. There's also this order block sitting right over here, which is why we are getting a bit of a bounce as well. You can see we need to obviously clear that order block level in order for continuation to the downside. Okay, so right now, can we take positions on gold? Personally, I wouldn't. The entry was over here, which is what we already discussed. What we can do is put the session breaks on here, which basically gives the open and close of the previous day. And when we look at the 5-minute time frame, if we look at this quickly with the volume profile, we want to take it from the previous day over here, which is the blue line, to this day, and we are currently at a key zone over here, right? This is also the point of control of the other day, so there could be an opportunity for potential sell at this level here. We are coming up to a key zone here, so what I want to do is I'm just going to quickly highlight this level here so we do understand where the zones are, and then we can just quickly remove all of the brushes and then also the fixed range volume profiles because we don't need. So there is a good chance that we get rejected here, guys, for gold. So we'll be looking at, if you are looking for setups today, this would be a key zone for a potential sell. So yeah, honestly, that's kind of what I'm looking at for the day. We'll see if we can get more of a push down, but for me right now, I'm just trying to wait and see if we do get that move. But this looks like a manipulation to the upside for continuation to the downside. Okay, so for me right now, I do think that gold can continue lower. It's one of those trades that you can look for a potential sell. So this is my thoughts on gold. I wonder what you guys are thinking, but let me know in the comments if you guys are looking for sells or buys. But with NFP coming out, just be careful. If I would be looking for rejection from this 4,458 zone for potential sell. Okay, so that's kind of the game plan. And then we look at the NASDAQ. If you guys watched yesterday's video, it actually played out perfectly, exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see price break the low. We spoke about it with the arrow. Let me just remove session breaks. We'll put it on in just a sec. But essentially, guys, this was the level, right? We broke the zone over here. We got the rejection, right? We broke the low. We got a retest of this previous fair value gap over here, which is why we're getting a nice little pullback. when you break previous lows, price tends to come up to these FEGs, which basically are where orders were left behind. And you can see we tapped into that zone and we're getting rejected. So I honestly think that Nasdaq is kind of topped out, right? You know, there was two options for yesterday. We either come up to the 31,000 zone. You know, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, this zone over here, we spoke about the two options, right? We come up to that zone, or we break that level and we look for sells. So sells on the Nasdaq from yesterday, if you guys watch the video, it kind of played out pretty nicely. So what are we going to see today? We potentially looking at Nasdaq coming back down to retest these previous lows at around about 2600. It's a bit of a range right now, but making consecutive lower highs over here is showing us that price is most likely going to come down today. Okay, so I'll be watching for a potential bounce at 29,694. But personally, you know, this is more of a bigger move that could be potentially, you know, being a reversal right now, right? So there is a good chance that, you know, I'm looking at a massive long for the Nasdaq at around about 25,600, which is this zone over here, and we'll see what happens. But overall, I think the Nasdaq could potentially be a little bit topped out here. So just be careful, guys. If you are trying to long Nasdaq, this is not looking too good. So we'll see what happens. See if I'm right in the next couple of days, and then we're gonna go over Bitcoin quickly. Obviously, Bitcoin getting absolutely rejected here. Let me just make this a different color so you guys can see. But also, guys, Bitcoin is not looking great here, right? I was looking for sells yesterday on Bitcoin from that previous 66,000, but it's looking like we're coming into that massive FEG from I think it's a daily time frame. You can see the zone over here, guys. Very, very strong level here. There's a good chance that Bitcoin comes down to around about 53 to 54k. This is a key zone that I'm looking at. You know, this massive weekly candle, this candle's literally down around about 17%, 16% on the week, which is pretty crazy. You know, everything's pretty much down that much as well. I mean, Cardano is literally breaking all-time lows, which is pretty crazy. But this is kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If we go down to the lower time frames, you know, I'm expecting a bounce from these zones. This is where I'll be looking for spot position. But let's go down to the 4-hour. 4-hour time frames just broke that previous low over there. If we look at the daily quickly, yeah, I just broke previous day low. So I want to quickly mark that in the chart to show you. Previous day low. Yeah, it's just looking a little bit bearish here. We did take out the liquidity there. We could see a potential bounce. The thing is, when we have NFP, and also like when we're analyzing gold and Nasdaq and all of that, NFP is one of those days where, you know, your whole bias can just be flipped, because if the data comes out positive for, you know, whatever, it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens, because with Bitcoin, it's you know, stocks at all-time high. Bitcoin is, you know, at pretty much at the lows of the year, whilst gold is also pretty much at all-time high. So you know, it's kind of inversely proportional, where they always used to be directly proportional to one another. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here today. But looking at Bitcoin, we'll see if we can get this bounce off this zone here. This is a SFP as well, so there is a good chance that Bitcoin does actually get a little bit of a relief bounce from this level. So let's see what happens today, guys. Hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, because we have some other important things. No, it won't be tomorrow, it'll be Monday. But make sure you guys do also check out TrackMyTrades AI. You can also basically, you know, if you grab Bitcoin over here and say, you can literally ask TrackMyTrades AI for some suggestions on what you want to do. So you want to download the image over there, and then you want to add the image. Well, you just click over there, and then you can also just speak to it. Be like, so I'm looking for a bounce for Bitcoin at right now for a long position, as it took out yesterday's low and looking to target intraday range. Okay, and then basically what it will do is it will analyze the chart, and it will also give you a bit of an insight on what it's thinking. So let's have a look and see. Very, very cool. You make sure you guys check this out. The links are in the description for you guys to check out, but let's see what it has to say for Bitcoin. And then you can also do it for any other indices. That's why you can do it for the the NASDAQ. You can do it for gold. You could even look and say gold, I'm looking for sells from the zone that we just spoke about it. So let's have a look and see. So let's see here. It says, I see Bitcoin price flush below yesterday's low at around about 61,382 and snap back now 62,000. That's a classic liquidity sweep reclaim. Nearest trouble area overhead, a minor supply shelf, and it shows you all the levels. Higher session supply sits around about 69, and a larger zone at around about 67, 68. What I'll do is I'll just make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Maybe that's a little bit too big. I will just do that. Cool. And then it says bias long on the reclaim of yesterday's low, ride the rotation back into the range, pullbacks, entries, tells you everything, momentum, invalidation, loss, hard stop around about 61, 150. Gives you TPs, 5-minute break structure, 362 high low adds, acceptance by the VWAP. It gives you literally everything, guys. And you can also chat and be like, sorry, I don't agree with you, or blah, blah, blah. And it will give you everything that you need to know. So make sure you guys check that out. Track My Trades is in the description. There's a whole bunch of functions. You can do, dashboard. You can do My Trades. You can do Bad Tracker, trade calculator strategies. We've also gone over all of this in the videos in the channel. So make sure you guys check it out. But anyway, hopefully we see a nice reaction today, and I hope everyone has a great day. And make sure you guys do like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.